Alright, good evening, solar YouTubers. I'm gonna take this box apart real quick. It did charge pretty good, up to 95%. So, try not to have it too loud, but it's hot. Alright, so basically there's 4 screws, one in each corner. They are this kind of screw, and it takes this kind of bit. And then when you open up the top, like so, 2 hands, that's what it looks like. You just screw down your positive and negative, and then when I do that real quick, I'm going to put it on pause while I do that because I don't have 18,000 hands. Real quick, that's what the inside of the box looks like. Hook up the monitor. You gotta have a positive wire onto the positive. Getting battery out, that's your battery minus, and load, so that goes on battery minus, and your negative goes on here, and you just plug your wires into the thing. So that's what's inside the box. Alright, box is a side off, so that's your front of it on the side. This is your 1000 watt inverter, and this here is my charge controller, and that is the top one coming in. It's going to be this green and red wire going in, and it is not protected. There is no fuse on that. Oh, sorry, I'm looking at it. So it's going to be the black one. Oh, my fault. The black one, and it's going to be this red and green. It's going into the charge controller. And that's MPP, that's all it says. I don't see anything. A few guys on the reviews have said that this is, they try to look this up and then they can't find any information on it. So it's not protected with any fuses. There's a temperature sensor there. Yeah, so there's no inline fuse on this. That is quite scary. That is your charge controller. Your inverter. And I don't see a fuses on this anywhere, guys. What's this here? That's a terminal. Here's a fuse right here. Looks like that fuse is not to this at all. But this is going straight into the charge controller. Underneath the fan here, yeah. So I screwed up the charge controller. I fried it. There is no fuse. Yeah, well, there's lights on it right there, but it's apart. There's no way I can tell. Yeah, it's fried, I think. Everything else works, so I can't charge it with solar. Well, I can charge it. I just use my other charge controller. Oh, that's a shame. That's the display. So that's the inverter in there. Big old heat sink. And there is a fuse down there, you see it. But it's not for this charge controller. That is a bus positive. That's your switch. That's your display. But yeah, the charge controller is not fused. So I did burn it up. Looks like there's a screw there and a screw over there. There's not one up there. Let me see it up in there anywhere. See if I can get the camera in there. Yeah, there's nothing in there or on the other side. You got the 2 coming out to the battery here. So one's on that. So the red goes to here, and then the black goes to here. So it all goes to here. But yep, Real quick, looks like I did fry that, and the sun's too far down in my section of this place to do anything. So yeah, I fried it. I have my wrong panel to this, so yeah, that sucks. Well, that's what you do. Next time, before you do something, you better make sure. Yeah, that's a pretty beefy for 1,000 watt. Nice little heat sinks on here, and you got a fan on this side. You got a fan blowing right on the charge controller. Yeah, there were a few people here on YouTube who's taken this out. You get the information on it, and they said they can't find no information on it. So, and I'm gonna take this off, see what I can see, and I'll let you know. All right, I got it loose, but there's no way to getting it out because tried to peel it up this way. The wires here are too short. It's pulling on the positive. It's not long enough. Too short. Negative's fine, but the positive, there's no way of getting this out. So let me try one more time. I don't want to break anything, but there's no way to unscrew it from up here. So hopefully it screws from down. So let's see. All right, how to do a little forcing out. But there is no screw hose. It is all built in, and this is what it says. I have people on YouTube says they scanned that code. Well, they looked it up. They said they scanned it, looked it up, and it didn't find any information on it. So, 1 second, let me get these screws. Alright, so how this is set up, you got these 2 long screws. So it's these 2 on top of each other, and these 2 long screws are going through it to screw it down into there. So if I eliminate this, I won't be able to screw it down like I need to. So yeah, that leg might be off, whatever. And then I'm gonna find this negative. So I gotta take all those negatives off right there. I gotta take all those negatives off. Just get this one negative out, and then same thing on the positive. This goes down. How does that go to? That's loose. Yeah, all these wires, this is all loose right here. Yeah, that's positive, there's loose. Yeah, look how loose that is. Alright, so the positive wire was on the switch here. Okay, and that is the switch. So the charge controller was controlled by the switch into the battery. So I'm going to attempt to get the negative off of here. So that is a 10 millimeter. So I got the charge controller off, but trying to get all these wing terminals back on that screw and back into there is going to be a challenge. So I will come back. 10 millimeter, I'll be back when I get that done. Sorry, wrong button. Alright, I am back. Got the negative on, that's 10 millimeter. Got the positive tightened down, and that's a 10 millimeter. Oh, and then the big bolt there is a, of course, it's a 14 millimeter. I've had that socket set for almost 10 years. It's kind of wore out. So everything's on there nice and tight. I'm gonna put my screws back in, and I might be able just to just clip this off here, take them out, and just put this back in there so I can have a screw, have one of these sit on top of there, like that. This is sit on top of there. I can't screw it in that way. It's gonna fall down. So that's what I'm gonna do here. Okay, I found something interesting. I was just looking at this and I saw it was this piece that was on there, and I seen that this side was kind of felt like it was bulged out a little bit. And the piece came out, it was bulged out. You can see the indentation there. That's because the indentation is this capacitor, and it looks like the capacitor has exploded or gotten big. So I put too much voltage in there, and that's what that looks like to me. It looks like a capacitor that has busted, and there was no fuse on this. I don't know if you can put a fuse on this, because fuses are running by amps. I don't know. So this is volts rated. See if you can see it there. See if I can see it here from the side view. See that blue piece there busted off? So that's what that is. So let me get this put back together and see if it still works. All right, got it off. So what you got to do is, that's what the inside is. It's focusing. There's two metal prongs inside there. Okay, and this fits into the metal prong. You see how focus sucks on this. Focus. See how it's kind of cupped like a hand, kind of like a hand cupped. So when that slides in up over those two metal pieces, that's what grabs it. So you gotta do, I got me this real nice, fine, thin screwdriver. Sorry about the focus. And you have to go in one side of this and then push the cable forward, and then push down on that piece, and then it pops it right out. Yeah, this is not an easy task, trying to get these together. That's not easy, because that hole is blind. Those two holes are blind. So I'm having difficulties. Hold on. All right, that was dramatic. So got back in there. I had to take these pins out, and I was trying to get the front screw in first, and I kept getting these into a bind. They were just so I had to put the back in first, get it tight, and I did a couple pokes at it and finally got it down and on there. So let me put my tools up and get this put back together, and then let's see if it still works. All right, got everything put back together. I just threw the new wave on real quick to check the check that it's working. Turn it off. So all right, got back up and running, except for charging, and I would just use my charge controller and charge that. And this is the information right here. I'm gonna scan this when I get off this video, and let's see if that does anything. But see that 120/150 watts. But I can put 200 watts through there. That's no big deal. It's that 45 volts. And I was pumping about 70 volts into it. And that's the charge controllers all come in already wired. I didn't cut the wires in case, well, it doesn't matter. Yeah, it doesn't matter. But there it is. And you see that capacitor is clearly swelled up. So that's my fault, put too much power to it. So you guys have a good day, enjoy the video, because I don't do too many videos like this because there's no need for it. Let me get my red odor box hooked up to it so I can use the 1000-watt inverter. To charge it up, I can use my normal battery charger because I don't go through that charge controller, or I can just use that charge controller and put it through a normal port. So thank you guys. You guys have an awesome day.